The notification came through at 2:17 a.m. Motion detected. Living room. I was still awake. I had trained myself for that part, sleeping lightly, breathing evenly, pretending nothing was wrong. The house was quiet, too quiet for movement. I didn't sit up right away. I stared at the ceiling and counted my breaths like I was preparing for surgery. In some ways, I was. I opened the app. The camera feed flickered, then sharpened. There she was, barefoot, hair loose, wearing the shirt she usually slept in. She moved slowly, deliberately, like she didn't want to wake the walls. She checked the front door, then the hallway. Then she did something that froze my hands. She smiled. Not the polite smile she gave strangers, not the tired one she gave me lately. Something softer, private. She reached for her phone and typed. A few seconds later, another vibration. Motion detected. Front door. I closed my eyes before opening the feed again. I already knew what I would see. I just wasn't prepared for how calm I felt when I did. The suspicion hadn't started that night. It never does. It starts with absence disguised as routine, with affection rationed carefully, like a resource running low, with conversations that feel rehearsed. She had been distant for months, not cruel, just edited, as if parts of her life were being cut before they reached me. I told myself it was stress, work, life. Men lie to themselves because it buys time. But then came the patterns, late grocery runs that returned with nothing perishable, showers taken immediately after coming home. Her phone never left her hand, even when she slept. I never accused, I never asked. I watched. When I installed the cameras, I told myself it was about security. That was the lie I used so I could sleep at night. I didn't tell her, not because I was hiding something, but because I needed the truth unfiltered. I didn't want explanations, I wanted reality. Still, part of me hoped I was wrong, that I'd see nothing, that the footage would bore me. Instead, it taught me how wrong I had been about the woman I married. I became a ghost in my own life. At breakfast, I smiled, asked about her day, kissed her cheek. She returned the gestures perfectly, too perfectly. At work, I checked the feeds between meetings. Nothing unusual, normal movement, normal hours. At night, I waited. I learned her rhythms, the nights she stayed in, the nights she didn't. I cross-checked phone records, short calls, same number, always erased from her phone, but not from the carrier logs. I followed once, parked far enough away to feel invisible, watched her enter a building she'd never mentioned. I didn't go inside. I didn't need to. The cameras filled in the rest. Different nights, same routine. She'd check the house, lock the door, smile at her phone, then the knock. I never zoomed in on faces. I didn't need that either. I recognized the voice from dinner parties, from work events, a colleague, someone I'd shaken hands with. I sat through it all in silence. No rage, no shaking, just the steady tightening of something deep in my chest. I waited until I had everything: footage, logs, dates, times, truth, layered and undeniable. One evening I asked her a question I already knew the answer to. "Do you feel safe here?" I said. She hesitated, just a fraction. "Yes," she replied. I nodded. "Good." Later that night, I placed a tablet on the table between us. I didn't press play. She looked at it like it might explode. "You should watch," I said calmly. She didn't touch it. "I know," she whispered. That was the moment. Not when the footage played, not when she started crying. That whisper, the admission without words. I watched her unravel while I remained perfectly still. I felt nothing resembling victory, only clarity. I didn't shout. I didn't demand explanations. I did something far worse. I told her what would happen next. The lawyer already contacted, the files already duplicated, the other man's wife already informed, anonymously, precisely, with timestamps. I told her I wouldn't fight her in court. I would let the evidence speak. She begged, not loudly, quietly, desperately. I stood up. "You thought secrecy protected you," I said. "It only preserved the truth." I packed a bag, slowly, methodically. She watched like a child realizing the rules had changed and no one would explain them again. At the door, I turned back. "I saw everything," I said. "That's the part you'll never escape." Then I left. I don't replay the footage anymore. I don't need to. What I remember is not what she did, but how easily she did it, how practiced, how calm. That knowledge changed me. I walk differently now, lighter, sharper. Some losses don't hollow you out, they carve you clean. She texts sometimes, apologies shaped like questions, regret disguised as nostalgia. I don't reply, because the moment I saw the truth, something inside me went quiet. And silence, I've learned, is the final form of control.